Good morning, guys, and welcome to another video. No, not on Kit, but on the 91 Firebird. So I had an idea. I wanted to make it somewhat like the front bumper on Kit. Like I told you, this bumper is from Mark Brown, which is one of the best in the business. His quality is just, I'm telling you, he's second to none. The community will tell you that this bumper is excellent. Anyway, it's flawless. Sorry it's dirty. The pollen here in Virginia is pretty bad, and that's on the cover, by the way. So you can see the Kit is always on the cover. I gotta clean my garage so I can put them in there. So anyway, so today I wanted to give it that look like Kit has, like first season nose or second season where they have the indentations. So the easiest and cheapest way to do it on that 91 bumper, which is I already cut it, but I don't want to, if I don't do fiberglass or what you call that, or bodywork. So I wish I was good at it where I can do something like Kit, right? So on this case, we're gonna try to imitate these turn signal covers, right? Like in season 1, and then also in season 2 they have indentations. So how am I gonna accomplish that? I bought this paper, which is a vinyl wrap on gloss black, right? It's not gonna be exactly the same color of the bumper, which that's what I'm going for, so you can see somewhere of a difference. So it will create a little so you can tell where the things are, like in here, right? And it still be flat. Anyway, so and maybe I'm gonna do the same for this little hump right here on Kit's nose, this little bump. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm hoping that it comes out right. I measured a copy. It is really hard to cut with X-Acto knives, even with all the measurements and all the curves. So I'm gonna do the best I can. Again, I pay $7 something for this paper, which is only 1 foot by 5 feet, which I don't need that much for what I'm doing. I got this on Amazon. I will put the description at the bottom of the video. So we're gonna do that first. We're gonna try to make it somewhat like Kit, right? Oh, it is windy today. Let me go. That's the Boss 302, and we're gonna put it on the bumper around. Let me see if I can do it with one hand. All right, sorry about that, guys. So it's gonna be pretty much so it's gonna be pretty much like this, right? Just like the other one, almost to the top, and trying to get it as close to the border without getting on the border. So it's gonna somewhat like that, right? So it's gonna give me the effect that I'm looking for. Try to get as much as possible from this side, so it will be somewhat like that, because I need that the little bit over here for the nose. Now I can tell that I didn't cut that angular as the other one I did, which I was supposed to, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. I think it looks pretty decent. Someone there is very small, just like Kit's, and we're gonna get to it. All right, so I gotta wipe the front bumper. I haven't washed it yet. I'm gonna wipe it because I'm gonna clear later on. There's the hole. The hole is actually pretty decent size, and it's not it's only a quarter of an inch, like I tell you, but since the hood is already another quarter, is a half an inch. And I don't know, I might take it to my buddies at Mako and see if they can cut it better with the tools and make it nice and neat, and then just paint it. But we'll see. We're trying to go on the inexpensive side. On another note, I also got, let me show you, this is another thing we're gonna do today, right? And this is, again, like I told you, we're gonna do this stuff on the inexpensive side, which is this wheel from I got this from Amazon. Also, I found it on Amazon for $20 something. I think I pay 23 because Amazon price, so $24. Let's say $24. This matches exactly to all I have to do. I don't have to do that much but connect the horn and put it on that wheel, whenever I take it to shows, or just keep it like that. Since I know how to I got used to driving kid a lot, this will be easy for me to drive. And it'll be nice. So we're gonna do this too and see how it goes. And I'm not gonna bore you with the details. Obviously we have to clean and do all the stuff with the bumper so we can put it on. And let me get that done and I'll show you how the bumper goes, and then we're gonna do this steering wheel later. Something that scared me about this car is that it left me stranded, luckily a mile away from my house. Well, about 2 miles away, a mile and a half from my house. I knew it was the fuel pump because the car didn't give me any codes. Luckily I had a nice insurance company that gives me a tow for one breakdown, and I used it to bring the car over. I bought the pump again in Amazon, the Delphi pump. I just replaced the pump on this with my friend last time, and I was wondering how that pump went bad already, only in 7 months. So as I'm taking everything out just to get to the pump, and I took it off the seal, the little circle locking ring. As I'm taking that off, right, before I took the pump off, before I took the whole assembly off, I checked for all connections, which they all looked like they were connected, right, and there was nothing loose or anything. And I had the key on the ignition, right. I forgot to switch it off, so if I'm taking that pump out, and I hear the pump going, activated, and I go, you got to be kidding me. So I kept it, I shut it off. I put everything back. Before I put before I tied it up, I wanted to turn the car on to make sure, and sure enough the pump works and no problem. So that now I don't know if I want to take these as my daily driver, right, because I have to drive quite a bit. That's the reason why I got this Firebird. I didn't want to put miles on the Mach 1 over there, which is I think that only gets me 27, I think, if I don't push it. If I just go the speed limit, put it in cruise, and it gives me 27, 28 miles per gallon, which is great. But then again, don't forget that it's been tuned, has different suspension, different upgraded suspension, has a greater air intake and all that stuff. It was tuned for the intake that it has. And this is only, the Boss 302 only gives me 26 if I'm lucky. 20, what's the best I got with this car was 23 if on the expressway. Was it 23, 20? Yeah, 26 is the best I got. And because the Boss 302 has 373 gears, right? And they're very tall. I mean, they're strictly for racing. And this thing is again, if I don't push the car, if you drive at the speed limit, it will give you a decent gas mileage. Believe it or not, the best gas mileage I got so far is from the 99 W6, which is the my Trans Am. I actually gonna see if I can save some money. I have it painted because you see the paint is all bad over here. It's coming off over here. This was in a Phoenix Graphic thing, which I wish, but Phoenix Graphic is the real deal, and it's a little pricey for me, I know my kids always tell me, they go like, you talking about being pricey when you have 5 cars. Again, I didn't buy the 5 cars in one shot. I mean, they weren't looking like this when I got them, except for these two. These I traded cars, and I made a big I had a great deal, so I couldn't pass these two. Anyway, so yeah, this one actually gives me like 28, 29 miles per gallon. The only problem is that this Trans Am, when I got it, it didn't have the cruise control option, right? I don't know if it is my last W6 that I had, it had the cruise control option, but this one doesn't. So It's a manual, leather, nice little car, love it. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so we just finished the driver's side, and I tell you, it is like dead on. That was like perfect, like almost matches with the car, but it doesn't. So right now it's drying up a little bit. I took the protective film on after I just gotta wait for it to dry. It gives me perfect like a, what is that, quarter of an inch, where I can put the rest of the little bump that kid has over here, and just to make those lines. And again, it's just to give it the effect that it has light covers or whatever, to make it somewhat look like Kid's bumper. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do that nose. I gotta figure that out. As you can tell, my bumper is already jacked up. It's a little dent there, but we'll figure it out later. But look at that actually came out pretty decent. So now I'm gonna do the other side. Let's hope the other side comes out the same way. Again, this is me just tracing down on a template for Kid thing, copy it out. It's actually pretty dead on almost. Yeah, that came out pretty decent, if I say so myself. All right, let's do the other side. Okay, so we finished the other side. I'm telling you, it's almost the same color of the car, but it reflects light a little bit different, so it's gonna create the effect that I'm really looking for. I'm thinking about for Kid's nose, that's gonna be a challenge. I'm gonna try to figure it out, how far do I want to go down and all that. But I don't know if just leave it there for right now and see if I put another one for the nose right there, right? So I can get the illusion of the bump for Kid. I don't know, we'll see how that goes. This is actually pretty neat. I love it. All right, we're gonna let it dry right now. I'm gonna fester in it for a minute. Again, I'm debating. It came out so good that I really don't know if I should do the bumper. I mean, not the bumper, the little, another decal just for the nose, and see how that will come out, or just put some lines with black tape, pinstriping, just to give it the same effect. We'll see. We're gonna try pinstriping first before I cut more of this thing. But I'm telling you, for $7, $8 for the 1 foot by 5 feet roll, it's not that bad in Amazon. And I did it gave me the effect that I was looking for. All right, so we're gonna let it dry, and now we're gonna tackle the steering wheel. All right, so I think you see this adapter rim, well, spacer as they call it. I think we're going to paint that the same color of we're gonna do it either gloss black or semi-gloss to match the other stuff, but it's gonna clash. Like, I don't like, I had a Trans Am 79 and it had silver spokes, so that's where I got the silver spokes, but I don't like this being chrome. So before I put the Knight Rider wheel, I'm gonna paint it first. All right, we just finished putting the steering wheel. I really didn't want to take the old cable, for the horn that was there, but this steering wheel is a little bit different horn connections in the terminals, so it was a little difficult to adapt it and make sure, right? Nothing major. I'm sorry, it wasn't difficult. It was just annoying. The good thing is that as you move the steering wheel, I put this decal. Actually, I made it. you know, but as a temporary one until I order a nice one, hopefully from eBay. See how that comes out. Once I get it, I'll show you guys. But so far, you know, for my cheap Night Rider car, again, on the cheap, something that I can drive every day and not worry about, it looks pretty decent. So there is my Apple CarPlay or Android Auto screen. I can still see all the dash. The only thing that is covering is the turn signals, right? And the high beam little center that is there. So I'm thinking about getting two small lights connecting to the terminals where the turn signals go, and I can use them as you know, as I turn the turn signal, this will light up, and I know that I have my turn signal on, and probably down here pursuit with for the high beams at the bottom, so it will flash. And I'm thinking about doing that in the future. I just need to find the right little LEDs that I can plug into that little hole that it has, so it will look nice and they will move as I'm doing all that. So what do you guys think? Obviously it's not the perfect steering wheel that I have from Kids Customs that is on my Night Rider on Kid back there. But you know, it's again $23, $24, right? You can't go wrong, and for something that is to make it look kind of like the Night Rider car, at least on the outside, I'll give you that little experience, you know. And the horn works too, so I don't want to keep pressing it, because you know, when you take the stuff out and you don't disconnect the battery, it's gonna touch a couple of times. So, you know, I already annoy people, so I don't want to mess with it so much. So far so good. I'm gonna test drive the car for a little bit, see how I feel with the steering wheel. I'm also a little concerned with the fuel pump that shut off on me after I was coming back from work, and I was kind of concerned because at least it got me out of the tunnel right by my house, you know, a mile and a half away from my house, so it wasn't that bad. But I don't want to get stranded on the tunnel and inconvenience everybody, because God knows I get pissed off when, you know, people break down, there's an accident in the tunnel, then just stuck there for hours. All right, that's all for this video. I will let you guys know what I'm gonna do with that nose. See how I will make the little bump on the nose, and I'm gonna come up with some ideas and then do it maybe on another video. So here's another shot of the wrap that I put on. I think I messed that one up a little bit there, but again, it's hard to see it on the video, but if you look at it, because it's ever so slightly a different color, it looks like the taillight covers from Kid, or it has that little indentation there. So that might work for the nose, I'm telling you. So I got to figure out angles and all this stuff and see if I can put it in there. We'll see how that worked out. So far I'm liking it. You know, I haven't turned on the scanner in a while. All right, here's with the scanner running. Again, I don't know why in the video it looks like flashy and bumpy, but I'm telling you, it is very smooth, and it gives it that nice side to side with a little trail. So very nice. And I think I'm done with my Kid, with my poor man's Kid. I might sell the car. I was if you wonder what that is, that's a power steering fluid that I was just topping it off, and you know, I slipped in the bottle, you know, before I put it in, and it came out some and slipped on the floor, so I gotta clean that up. Well, that will be all. This is the conclusion of the video, and let me know what you think about the covers, or the simulated covers. Until next time, bye.